There is a buzz in the boxing world as leaked footage of Mike Tyson's intense training sessions has surfaced, causing quite a stir. Mike Tyson, the legendary heavyweight champion from the 80s, is seen preparing for an anticipated showdown with YouTube star-turned-boxer Jake Paul. At 57, many doubted if Tyson could reclaim his former glory. But these videos tell a different story. In today's episode, we will delve into this stunning footage and explore why it has figures like Joe Rogan worried for Jake Paul. Mike Tyson's return to the boxing ring has garnered considerable attention, but beneath the hype lies a potentially risky endeavor. The leaked training footage reveals glimpses of Tyson's enduring strength and skill, yet it also raises significant concerns about his readiness and motives. At 55 years old, Tyson's age is a glaring statistic that cannot be ignored. In a sport where youth often dictates performance, his attempt to compete at the highest level again seems ambitious, if not foolhardy. While experience may be a teacher, it doesn't defy the natural decline of physical abilities. Tyson himself acknowledges he's not the same kid he once was, hinting at the inevitable toll time takes on an athlete's body. The leaked footage portrays Tyson's training regimen as intense and disciplined, emphasizing his trademark power and precision. However, relying on glimpses from controlled settings can be deceptive. Training footage, carefully curated and edited for public consumption, doesn't capture the full reality of Tyson's stamina, durability, and ability to sustain performance under actual fight conditions. Tyson's strategy appears fixated on exploiting his opponent's weaknesses, particularly through his famed peekaboo style. Yet, boxing isn't merely about technique, but also about endurance and adaptability during a fight's unpredictable flow. The assumption that Tyson's strategy will seamlessly translate into victory is a gamble, considering the uncertainties of real-time combat where split-second decisions can determine outcomes. Jake Paul, though not a seasoned professional, represents a younger generation known for agility and unorthodox tactics. Despite Tyson's confidence, underestimating an opponent who has been actively competing and training could prove costly. Tyson's assertion of setting traps for Paul echoes bravado, yet it remains to be seen if he can execute this plan effectively amidst the relentless pace of a live bout. The fight story has shifted from a spectacle to a serious contest, fueled by Tyson's desire to prove himself once more. However, beneath the bravado lies a question of motivation. Is Tyson driven by a genuine passion for the sport or a desire to reclaim former glory? The distinction is crucial, as misplaced motivations can cloud judgment and lead to impulsive decisions inside the ring. Critics argue that Tyson's return risks tarnishing his legacy. The possibility of a defeat, especially against a non-traditional opponent like Jake Paul, could overshadow his illustrious career achievements. Boxing history is littered with examples of legends who returned for one last fight, only to be humbled by younger, hungry competitors. The upcoming fight between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson is creating a storm of controversy. Tyson is an old legend coming back for more, and Paul is a brash YouTuber turned boxer. This clash has sparked a war of words, each fighter eager to prove themselves. The leaked footage of Tyson shows he still has some moves, but Paul isn't impressed. Paul, never one to shy away from speaking his mind, took to social media to mock Tyson. In a video called "The Iron Myth Gets Shattered," Paul laughed off Tyson's threats. Sure, Tyson looked okay for his age, but Paul said that was about it. He's slow, predictable, and way past his prime. There's no way in hell he's knocking me out, Paul boasted. He also emphasized his youth and training, claiming he is faster, stronger, and has a hell of a chin. Tyson might have had a knockout punch in his day, but that day is long gone. This isn't the first time Paul has belittled Tyson. At a press conference last month, he called the fight a mismatch. He respected Tyson's achievements, but dismissed him as a relic of the past. "I'm the future of boxing.
And I respect Mike. He's a legend. But it's time. It's my time.
And I'm going to prove it," Paul declared. Yet, not everyone buys into Paul's confidence. Boxing experts and fans point to Tyson's raw power and experience as real threats. Some of Paul's supporters are even a bit worried. But Paul remains undeterred. "They can doubt all they want," he said in a recent interview. "I thrive on proving doubters wrong, and on July 20th, I'm going to shock the world by knocking out Mike Tyson." Is Paul playing mind games? Or does he truly believe he can defeat the boxing legend? Only time will tell. Tyson, for his part, hasn't taken Paul's comments lightly. In a recent interview, Tyson responded with a steely glint in his eye. This kid thinks he can walk all over me because I'm older. He's in for a rude awakening. Respect is earned, not given. And come July 20th, I'm going to teach him the true meaning of respect the hard way. Paul's training camp has been intense. He's no longer the YouTuber trying to box. His daily routine is grueling. He wakes up before dawn for cardio, sprints, and long runs. After breakfast, it's hours in the gym with his trainer, Tommy Fury. Shadow boxing, pad work, and footwork drills are all part of his regime. Tommy is a perfectionist, pushing Paul relentlessly. There's no room for error when you're facing someone like Mike Tyson, Paul admits. Afternoons are for strength and conditioning with Coach James Cook. Explosive exercises and weightlifting sessions build the muscle Paul needs to withstand Tyson's punches. Despite the pressure and grueling schedule, Paul's confidence hasn't waned. This fight is bigger than boxing, he declares. It's about proving that anything is possible with hard work and dedication. I may not be a boxing legend, but I'm here to stay. And on July 20th, I'm going to show the world what I'm made of. In the lead up to the clash between Jake Paul and Mike Tyson, the boxing world is split between skepticism and anticipation. Tyson, at 57 years old, carries a legacy that casts a long shadow over Paul's bold claims. Tyson's storied career includes battles with boxing giants like Lennox Lewis. His ring wisdom and ability to adapt could prove decisive against Paul's youthful exuberance. Despite age dulling his speed, Tyson's infamous left hook remains a fearsome weapon. One well-placed punch could end the fight abruptly, as Tyson himself ominously reminds us. Tyson's defensive style, honed by the legendary Cus D'Amato, may still confound Paul. The elusive head movements and strategic bobbing could frustrate Paul's attempts to land clean shots. Tyson isn't just fighting for a paycheck, he's out to reclaim respect. Paul's dismissive attitude towards his legacy has fueled Tyson's fire, turning this bout into a personal quest for vindication. Tyson's unyielding mental toughness, forged through a career marked by triumphs and tribulations, sets him apart. Can Paul withstand the pressure when Tyson turns up the heat? While Paul boasts youth, speed, and a rigorous training regimen, Tyson's comeback isn't merely about physical prowess. It's about legacy, resilience, and proving that age is just a number in the ring. As July 20th approaches, the world waits to see if the returning lion can remind everyone why he was once hailed as the baddest man on the planet. Now, let's see what Joe Rogan has to say about the upcoming Tyson versus Paul fight. Rogan talks about Tyson at 58 and compares him to George Foreman.
Versus Jake Paul, like this young YouTuber takes on one of the greatest heavyweight champions that's ever lived. Yeah. He's a lovely guy. His brother's great too. Logan's a really nice guy.
Foreman was never a fast guy like Ali, but had thunderous power. He was terrifying in the ring. Rogan questions if Jake Paul is a legitimate boxer and concludes that he is. Despite being a YouTuber, Paul's boxing skills are impressive. He's knocked out former UFC champions and legitimate boxers, which shows he knows how to fight. Rogan believes people would view Paul differently if they didn't know him from YouTube. Paul fights well and looks good in the ring. Rogan mentions that if Paul were just an up-and-coming boxer without the YouTube fame, he would be considered special and highly promotable. The fact that Paul is willing to fight Tyson, even at 58, is impressive.
Same fate, I'm gonna knock out Jake Paul.
Rogan emphasizes that Paul wouldn't stand a chance against a prime Tyson, like the one who beat Marvis Frazier. That fight was an execution. Tyson was terrifying, fast, and unbeatable at 20 years old. Mike Tyson is terrifying, ahead of Jake Paul. Fight 5, 25, 6:30. Despite Tyson's age, Rogan believes Tyson hasn't lost everything. Tyson might not be as fast or powerful as he once was, but he's still a professional heavyweight boxer and terrifying in the ring. Rogan mentions Tyson's shift in mentality to a warlike state. Tyson's eating raw meat, training intensely, and getting into savage mode. Rogan jokes that if he were Jake Paul, he'd be scared, knowing Tyson is in this mode. He recalls changing the shape of his podcast table after interviewing Tyson. Tyson's intensity during the interview made Rogan nervous. Tyson was in insane shape, weighing 230 pounds with visible muscles. Rogan felt relieved the table was wide enough to create some distance between them. Rogan believes the fight with Jake Paul is a brilliant move. People will watch because it's Tyson. The fight will attract old boxing fans rooting for Tyson to have one more great fight. Rogan thinks Tyson will show a different side compared to his fight with Roy Jones Jr. He suspects they had an agreement not to punch in the head during that fight. This fight with Paul won't have such stipulations. It's a full-fledged professional fight with real stakes. So what do you think, who's going to win the battle? Comment down your opinion right now. And don't forget to like this video and also subscribe to the channel for more upcoming updates. Until then, keep exploring.